Okay. I've started everything. We are here. Some of us are queer, some of us are not queer, and that's okay. But welcome back, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. It's your boy Easy Reg back in the mix. I almost ran out of energy the moment I started this, so I was just like, alright, well, you can't have that happen. I guess, long story short, it's been quite the week, and I don't know. It's been very blah. It's a shame because, last week was like, hey, everything's not great, but everything's pretty cool. It's better, but now I'm just kind of like blah about all of this, so, I don't know. I don't know really what I'm trying to say. It's been a hard week is really what I'm trying to get at. And I'm glad that it's over. I'm glad that technically the week is over. We've now hit, not the work week. So it's nice to be able to be like, oh, okay, cool, things are back, so.
We must get the power on again.
Yeah. Yep. I hope that everyone else's week has been hopefully better than mine has. Because I'm going to be real with you. If your week has been like my week, I'm so sorry. I'm so very sorry. And I guess to give a little bit of background, nothing, I don't know. Nothing bad happened exactly. It's just been a really hard week, and some stuff happened at work that I wasn't super enthused about or super happy about. And I'm pretty sure I've talked about this on this channel before, but as much as I tried not to internalize things, it is mentally ingrained into my black ass that I will internalize many things where it's just I shouldn't, put the value of myself in the work that I do, you know what I mean? Or that, the work that I do at my job isn't something that defines me and who I am, right? However, it still kind of comes off that way. Mentally, I'm just kind of if I'm doing a bad job at my job, then I'm not a good person, you know what I mean? So it's just kind of I don't know. I get very introspective into my head, so that happened a lot this week, to a point where I was drained. Oh my god. I was drained. I didn't feel great. I was just all kinds of disappointed. Ooh, that hurt. Ow! Stop. And so yeah, I got really introspective and there's gotta be a gun by. Okay. Poop. I gotta use the Pharaoh? Wait, the box is right there. No, the box is not right there. It's... Never mind. No worries, not yet. But yeah, I just got really
When was the last time this was used?
last time what was used? What is this? What am I looking at? Okay, so if... Alright, oh, this is what they're talking about. Okay. Wait, what? Okay, got it. Got it. Okay, so if it hasn't become clear yet, we are currently playing Shangri-La, right? Oh, fun. Should've waited. But anyway, if it's not clear, we are playing Shangri-La, and you ass.
Always leads to a bad end.
We're playing Shangri-La, and I'm not really familiar with this map, at all. I cannot stress that enough. I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea how to do this, that, or the other. So this might be a little bit of a rough playthrough. But it's okay. Because we're here, we're amongst friends, we're amongst homies, which I'm just gonna say is a gender-neutral term. It probably isn't. But I feel like anyone can be a homie, is really what I'm saying. anyone can be a homie. But I don't know. I guess going back to my earlier point, like, it's been a really rough week, very introspective week, and I don't know. I'm still really working on like kind of my own, I don't know, my own self-care journey. Like I'm pretty sure I've also talked about this before, but like, you know, everything that I talk about here is semi-learned, right? Like I live some of the stuff that I talk about, but also I'm still learning about some of the stuff that I talk about. Like, you know, like being kind to yourself, making sure to take your meds, you know, like actually caring about yourself and like taking the time to, you know, really treat yourself to some kind of self-care, whatever that may be. And like promoting your own self-growth. You know what I mean? So I talk about all of this stuff, and like, yes, it's important to talk about all this stuff, but also I try to live it as much as I can. Sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't. And I think this is definitely one of those weeks where I didn't really live it, you know? So, and that's, you know, that's one of the harder things, just because, I don't know. It's a harder thing just because, you know, you try to talk about all this stuff on like, you know, this place where everyone's, you know, someone's listening in and they're like, hey, I'm going through my own hard stuff. You know, I'm not saying like I'm a therapist or anything like that, but more of just like, you know, it's sometimes when you talk about stuff that, you know, is personal to you, or you know, talking about like how do you better yourself, you want to make sure that like you're not just spitting stuff out of your butt, you know what I mean? Like, you want to make sure that it's actually like real and not, I don't know, fake, you know? So there are times where I really feel like, you know, there are times where sometimes I do feel like a complete hypocrite because, you know, I'm talking about all this stuff, but like, you know, sometimes I don't live it myself. I'm broke. Oh, I'm broke. So it's, you know, it's hard. And I think one of those things is, specifically that I'm referring to, I think I'm going to actually go to Warrior Bird. And I think I'm specifically kind of referring to this idea of bullying. Because I don't know, I know I've talked about this before, but I don't know like how much in depth I've actually talked about this, but like I've actually had like some pretty horrible experiences with like bullying, and never really realized how much of an effect they had on me. And so like I kind of like, even now that I've grown up, I still don't realize how much of an effect they've had on me until like I actually sit down and think about it, and I'm like, oh wow, okay. The things that I do are all because of this, that, or the other. Now it kind of makes sense. Like it kind of makes sense. This is why I am the way I am. But also I'm just kind of like, oh wait, okay. Would you? Okay. Alright, everyone chill out. Everyone chill out. You know, so, I guess what I'm really trying to say is, like, you know, I still have habits of, like, ingrained into me about, like, bullying or, stuff like that. I've never been a bully or anything, but it's more just, like, in an odd way, you know, when I'm really disappointed or, like, I really mess up, sometimes I wind up like heavily bullying myself, you know. And there are times where like I talk lower about myself than anybody else ever will, you know. And it's such a disappointing place to be, you know, just because we feel like, you know, the kindest person, you know, the person that should be kindest to themselves is, or the person who should be, you know, kindest to you is yourself, right? you know, we think about like that is kind of how, not even that is kind of how we should live our lives, but more of like, why are we so rough on ourselves, you know? And I don't know. I don't have the answer for that, unfortunately. But what I do know is,
It reminds me of the Shira-Ito Falls at Mount Fuji.
this is not a great place. No, this is not a great place. I'm gonna go through here. But like, you know, like I think we have, or at least for me, I have a very ingrained mindset of like, this is just how, you know, it's like, this is how I look at myself. And it's like, why do you look at yourself in such a harsh way? You know, but in reality, I don't really know. I just do, you know. And I think it's because, you know, I think sometimes when we think of ourselves, or when we like address ourselves in a weird way of putting it, we live with ourselves 24/7, right? So we see all of our triumphs and all of our failures, and like if somebody else sees our failures, it, you know, we kind of like internalize them, and it's like, oh well, you know, you've always been like this. This is like, this is just who you are. Like, you know, you screw up at work, it's like, well, this is who you are. This is, you're just a screw up, you know. I'm like, that's not true. Like, I recognize that shit's not true. It's just, I don't know, it doesn't make the internal monologue any quieter, you know? And honestly, I don't think that, like... Oh, was I standing on a panel? I was. I don't think we... And, you know, I also think that it comes from a place of, a place of, bullying as well. Oh, I wonder if different panels rise. You have to use those different panels. That makes sense. Okay, cool. Whoa, fuck. Oh, that's not great. Not great.
Spawn the frame is near. Be wary.
Oh, shit. Oh, there he is. But yeah, like... what am I trying to say here? But you know, truly, like, sometimes we are just rougher with ourselves than, like, we really should be. And, like, I will 3,000%, like, chalk this up to myself, you know? And, like, fully recognize that, like, yeah, I say some not great things, you know, about myself, and, like, not very, you know, sometimes I am less supportive of myself than I really should be, you know? Because it's just, I don't know. We live with ourselves. We see our mistakes. We see every bit of our mistakes. And so, like, you know, when somebody else sees our mistakes, it's like, ha ha ha, like, you know, now somebody else thinks you're a failure and such like that. And it's, I don't know, it's, I'm talking in circles about this, but it's been something that's just been kind of weighing on my mind. Just because, you know, especially with, like, hard weeks like this, you know, it's just kind of like, these are the thoughts that you have, and they kind of continue. Like, my own history of, I guess, bullying. It's no secret that, like, when I was a kid, you know, I used to be chubby, kind of like how I am now. You know, I wasn't exactly the thinnest kid, and, you know, I had put on a decent fair bit of weight. But I never really let that get to me. You know, I didn't really think about it as a kid. I was just like, you know, I'm a cute kid. You know, my grandma loves me, my mom loves me, my dad loves me. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? You know, as a kid. But I learned the hard way that not everyone is as kind as my family. And I used to get bullied a lot in first grade. because I was trying to find like, you know, that group of kids that, you know, I could hang out with and have fun with and like joke around with, and I did not find that group of kids, or at least the right kids. Because there was a guy who was trying to be my friend, and I he was super supportive of me. He wasn't like anybody else, you know. He was like, you know, I want to be your friend. You know, you're really cool. And I pushed him to the side for the cool group, and then the cool group like kind of just used me as their punching bag. You know, as their look at this fat kid over here. Look at this fat awkward kid, and
Lights are out.
like,
Coca-Cola machines are out. The zombies aren't here yet. Guess that means we gotta take power.
I don't know. It was hard. You know, it was hard. And there's times where I don't really actually think about it, like, you know, or like try to address it, because I'm like, why would I want to address this? You know, it's not exactly like the shining moment of my life. But like, I don't know. What am I trying to say with all this? I'm just talking in circles, and I recognize I'm talking in circles, and I feel like I'm pouring out my pouring out my history for the sake of what, you know, like for the sake of just saying like, oh, woe is me. No, I don't. That's not really my point here. I think more of my point, or at least more of the point that I'm trying to get to, is that like, one, bullying's really not cool, and it can really have some really fucked up lasting effects on you. And, you know, like, we all have our quirks, we all have our awkward things, but that's what makes us really unique. You know, like, you know, it's just, I feel like, you know, who I am is not wrong, you know, but I feel like, I feel like I almost, I feel like I almost have to strive for perfection, because if I don't, then, you know, there's something wronger than me, you know? Like, if there's something wrong with me, then, like, I don't know, I'm not a perfect human being, and then if I can't be a perfect human being, I'm like I don't know, I'm fucked up or whatever. But in reality, that's not true, right? There's a gun somewhere, and I need to buy a new gun because I'm out of ammo. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is, just because I'm talking in circles, also trying to focus on, like, you know, not dying really fast in this map again. It's a hard map. Yeah, I know, it does suck. It sucks real hard. But, like, you know, I guess there's a mentality within me that, like, if I am not perfect, then I am flawed, you know, and I should hold myself to it. And honestly, I think that's kind of rooted in this idea of, like, this lack of acceptance, you know, like this fact that I was pushed away by people that, you know, I was trying to get on the good side of, because they were the cool crew and I wanted to be accepted by the cool crew. And then even the people that, like, did appreciate me, or like really actually were trying to be my friends, I didn't acknowledge. Not so much I didn't acknowledge them, like I did, but I preferred to hang out with these people that were quote unquote cooler, but didn't give a shit about me, you know. And it really had kind of this weird lasting effect on me. I was like, oh man, I didn't realize that's like what happened, you know? And so it kind of sucks to kind of think about and be like, really, that's what I had to go through? And like, I don't know. I had to learn this like very hard lesson about, you know, like the fact that not everyone wants to be your friend, not everyone's going to be kind to you, and not everyone's really going to really even be appreciative of you at the ripe old age of, like, however old we are in, like, first grade, like 7, 6, 7, 8-ish, maybe, whatever. You know, it's hard. It sucks. It's not fun. And to be quite honest, I wish the world was a little bit different. Alright, monkey. Let's go, monkey. Change it. There he is. Hi, monkey.
Shit-throwing monkey is stealing our shit.
Oh, he hopped up. Freak. He's a freak, I say.
Okay, that's slightly annoying. Drop it.
Thanks.
Max ammo. More killing.
Oh, fuck.
No touching feeling, freak bag.
What the hell is happening? Okay, so yeah, I guess it's a hard lesson to kind of learn, especially at a young age, and like it's something that I've kind of just carried around with me for so many fucking years. And to be quite honest, I never really recognized that, like, oh, this isn't a great thing to carry on to, and you know, like this is what the kids call trauma. You know, and so I never really realized that, and it still kind of creeps up on me, because there will be times where, you know, I say that I'm fine. God, I'm gonna sound like that fucking meme. Is it Katy Perry? It's like when you tell them that you're fine, but you're not really fine, but you can't actually say that you're not because they'll never understand, yada yada yada, like that meme. But like, no, honestly, like there will be times where I say, you know, if somebody asks like, hey, you okay? And like that actually genuinely checking in with me and just being like, hey, I'm just curious about how you're doing, how you're feeling, like, are you okay? And I'll say, yeah, I'm fine, you know, like, because in reality, I don't really recognize that something is wrong unless something is really, really, really wrong. And that's a really weird thing to conceptualize, you know, because I never really thought about it, you know. Yeah, man of war. Oh yeah. And so, you know, I never, I don't know, it was something that, like, you know, as I'm kind of talking about it, and I'm thinking to myself, like, oh God, you know, like,
damn it, shriek bag incoming.
Okay. Oh man, I don't know where the shrieker is.
Screw you, I've killed so many zombies, this crap ought to be free by now.
I'm also like pausing because I'm listening to the dialogue and like the commentary, because I'm so like, I'm not like interested in it. It's more just like, oh, this is actually kind of funny, you know. But yeah, I guess really what I'm trying to get at, the nitty gritty really, as I'm getting distracted by, you know, killing zombies and like actually trying to focus on what the hell I'm doing, is that like, and maybe I'm passing on this information because I don't want other people to feel like they have to I don't know, please everyone, because I think it's impossible to do that. And like, you don't, I don't know, bullying's bad, duh, but like it's more just like, you don't have to internalize those thoughts, you know what I mean? Like, look, sure, you live with yourself, and you know, you are yourself, you are with yourself, quote unquote, 24/7, right? I know, odd flex just to grab that death machine for like 5 seconds, but you live with yourself, and like you are yourself and everything, but that doesn't mean that you have to, like, I don't know, punish yourself and like bully yourself to the extent that, you know, I think that we do. Oh yeah, that was fun. You know, because in reality, yeah, you know, there's something wrong with us, but like, I don't know. If we were perfect, what the hell would we have to strive for? You know, like, it's just, I don't know. Personally, I think that, like, you know, it's just, it's not dumb. It's just, I don't know. We don't have to hold ourselves to such a high toxic standard just because, you know, somebody else doesn't like who we are. You know, it's just, maybe that sounds cliche and stupid, but like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the, at least for me, like a lot of the damage was just not being accepted, you know, and because I'm not being accepted, I have problems with not being accepted, and because I have problems with not being expected or accepted, ooh, this is no good. Okay. Bless the man of war. Oh. Because I have problems with not being accepted, like I strive for this perfection where I'm accepted by everyone and nobody sees the faults in my eyes, but in reality, like, they're there. And it's all because of bullying, you know? And it sucks. It really does, because we never really realize, like, the long-term effects that we have of, like, you know, not being accepted, being, you know, treated like lesser. You know, being treated that, you know, we're not wanted or we don't belong, and it sucks. It really does. I don't know why I'm back here in this place that I know that I'm not going to be safe, but yet I'm still here standing around like, oh yeah, I can just survive here, and it's like, oh,
Plug your ears! I hear a shriek sack!
a shriek sack. Ugh. Oh, that was it.
Crap! My ears are bleeding!
Jesus. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't know. I pass on this information to you all, hopefully, so that way you can, I don't know, recognize your own shit. You know, like recognize that, like, hey, I don't have to beat myself up about, you know, not being able to do this or not being able to do that or whatever. Because in reality, it's not that it doesn't matter. It's more of just like the fact that, like, you do not have to be as harsh with yourself on that, you know? Like, you really don't. You know, like, accept who you are, and accept that perfection is impossible to strive for. It just is. You know, and it's not exactly a bad thing if you're not quote unquote perfect. You know, who cares? You know, maybe this is just me, but I care more about the fact that you are you. Where the fuck did you come from? Bro. Everyone stop hitting me. Stop being mean to me. Okay. This is just going to be the rounds of 7. Just because I am not doing great. But that's okay. Okay, but I guess that's the whole basis of me. So, I'm currently looking up a walkthrough for Shangri-La because, again, I don't know this. I'm awful at it. I'm awful at it. So, enough about me, I suppose. How is everyone else today? I know I've talked very heavily about, like, bullying and drama and everything like that, and the fact that, you know, I feel like again and again and again I have to repeat this, but, like, because it's such an important message, we really kind of gotta have to address, like, trauma that we have, because there's so much of it, you know, like, and sometimes we don't, like, sometimes, you know, the answers of why are we the way we are kind of come from, like, our lived experiences, you know? That's it's just part of who we are, and sometimes we have to be introspective and be like, oh yeah, I went through a lot of, like, trauma here, there, and everywhere, and so it's not easy going down these roads is really what I'm kind of partially getting at, but also recognizing that, like, we still have to go down these roads, you know? We have to. So and if you're not able to go down these roads alone, I recommend that you do it with someone who's close to you, or you can at least trust. So if you have a friend that you trust and you're like, this person will really be able to help me out when I need it, go to that friend. Because 9 times out of 10 that friend might actually be able to help you out, and recognize that, like, yeah, you're going through some stuff, and I want to help you kind of get through that stuff, because I think these are at least surround yourself with like kind-ish people. They don't have to. You good? You don't. That doesn't look comfortable, but I guess you're dead, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, so I don't know. I encourage all of you, any of you who, if you have like, if you're having difficult times in your life, like, or you recognize like bad habits that people kind of called you out for, like, bring those up and like kind of be like, okay, why am I this way? Why do I act this way? Why am I the way that I am? Like, honestly, ask yourself, like, oh, that's so cool. I like the ability of being able to like sprint and shoot. I don't know, there's something about that that's like very metal. Like just being able to like sprint at full speed and be like, I'm gonna shoot. You probably can't aim, can you? No. Okay. That's fine. But yeah, one of those things that I just had kind of like that lived experience this week, and so yeah, and I felt it extremely important to share, because sharing is caring, and almost being raw and honest with myself, just because, like, I don't know, there's a part of me that's kind of like, it's easier to kind of come up with commentary and come up with like shit to say if I like know what I'm talking about. All right, that's fine. That's what I wanted, but that's okay. Like being able to kind of recognize within yourself, like, oh yeah, like this is how I am and how I'm doing and how I'm feeling, like being there's this, I don't know, there's this honesty and openness and being just kind of raw and open, of course. And it's not like I'm saying like, oh, I'm gonna tell you all my deepest, darkest secrets and just wait for next episode where I really talk about my trauma. No. That's not really what I'm really trying to say here. What I'm more trying to say is that, like, I don't know, it's weird because I would never feel like super comfortable talking about stuff like this, but in reality, day after day I kind of learned that, give me good stuff, you freak. Okay. Ooh, another monkey took it. Oh, you bitch. Oh, you bitch, you freak. Oh, where am I going? Oh, I'm trapped. Oh, okay. Yeah, I really am trapped, huh? I'm so bad at this map. It's awful. Alright. Alright, I got a hot take, y'all. Yeah, I got a hot take for y'all. Y'all ready? I don't like Shangri-La. It's not a great map. It booty. And it's a shame, because, like, visually it's actually really cool. But it is not a good map. One could say that it is quote unquote booty cheeks. So anyway, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, let me stop talking about myself, and how's everyone else doing wherever everyone else is, like maybe you're going through fun stuff and like doing fun stuff or whatever. I don't know, what are you up to on this super chill Saturday, Sunday fun day? I don't know, whatever day it is when I decide to finally be like, all right, I'm gonna post this, but yeah, I don't know, that was really hard to kind of talk about, kind of just talking about like, oh look, bullying and all that shit, because nobody exactly wants to rehash those lived experiences. And I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I have like not like a deep history of regrets or anything, but like I feel that
I once killed a man on the waterfall. Was a good day.
what did you say? Oh, I once killed a man on a waterfall. It was a good day. That was oof, okay. Jeez, man. Oh, I can't crouch, so I can't get money from the. They knew that. That's why they placed it there. That's smart of them. That's big smart. But yeah, I never really talk about that kind of stuff. Or I do, but it's kind of like, I don't know, not public conversation. You know what I mean? But bullying's bad, kids, is really what I'm trying to get at. Bullying is bad. And really we should just not do it, especially in a world where, like, I don't know, life's gonna beat us up for a lot less, like, later down the road. Why give us, why give us, like, the trauma and the pain of dealing with shit now, like, just, I don't know, let's toss that all to the side and just kind of like enjoy our kids, enjoy our, our lives as kids, instead of being like, oh yeah, we're gonna make ourselves cry and feel sad and stuff as a kid. And it's like, look, we're kids, we'll make ourselves feel bad and cry like all the time. It's just life as a kid. Slow down. Oh yeah, this isn't great. That's fine, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, ho. Okay. I'm gonna buy a weapon. Y'all ready? I'm gonna buy. Cool. I'm not going to buy a weapon. That's never really fun, ever, at all, ever. Man, I really wish the Shiva was, like, I don't know, a better weapon, because it's so good at, like, getting headshots, but, like, nothing else. Like, if you're looking to do, like a headshot challenge, the Shiva is your gun to get started on, and then you, like, bounce to the Dracon, but, yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah, the Shiva is, booty cheeks, if you will. Also the lads in the group me will, you know what, they know who they are. The lads in the group me will, understand what I'm talking about when I say this, but, I would like to make a formal apology to, Stevie Nicks right now, because, and to just fill you all in who are not so inclined with this group me, I didn't know that Stevie Nicks, but I think I knew back in the back of my head, but I always kind of forget that Stevie Nicks is a woman. And so one of my friends recently got a cat called Stevie Nicks. And so I was making a joke about, like, I don't know, something. And I said something along the ooh. Sorry, hold on. Everyone hold on to their thoughts. Oh. Oh, I was rendered, like, completely dumb. I was just like, I don't know where I'm going. 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 And I still don't. So I made a joke, and I think I said something about, like, made a joke along the lines of, like, Manic Nixie Dream Boy, and then somebody corrected me and was like, girl, and I was like, wait, what? Nix is a girl? Like, talking about the cat. I was like, oh, I didn't know Nix was a girl. And it's like, everyone was like, the cat's named after Stevie Nicks. And I was like, oh, okay. Nobody bully me right now, but sometimes I forget that Stevie Nicks is a girl, not a boy. And it's completely, like, I don't know. I just never grew up on Stevie Nicks, so I never really knew. So when somebody was like, Reggie, I was just like, I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know. What do I want to play? Do I want to go back to Shangri-La? I'm going to be real with y'all. Shangri-La is not fun. So we'll go to... Goodness gracious me. Dare I go back to Ascension for another episode? Definitely crossed my mind. Actually, I've been playing a lot of The Giant, so I think I'm going to play a little bit of The Giant as well. So, just because I have 20 minutes, it's my channel, I can do whatever I want. So, anyway, I wanted to make a formal apology to Stevie Nicks, wherever you are. I hope you are still rocking it out with some music. Or if you have passed on into the next life, I hope you are living the best life in the next life. So anyway. Oh, goodness. So anyway. Yeah, I'm glad that we had this entire talk about, you know, like, my trauma, but, like, goddamn, I don't like it I don't like calling it my trauma, but, like, you know, like, I guess my lived experiences, is a better way of putting it, just because I think there's so much, that I've never really thought about specifically, just, like, I've had it in kind of the back of my mind, but I've never been like, oh my god, this is what I actually lived through. This is like my experience. Like, and I never realized how like painful this was, you know? And like how lasting of an effect it had. And I don't think we ever do. We're just kind of like, I don't know, we're kids and we're like, oh, it's, you know, it's just part of my childhood, but like, you know, I'll grow out of it, or I'll play some video games and feel better. But in reality, like, it leaves such a lasting mark on our minds, that it really hurts, you know? And so, I don't know, I hope that any of you out there who are going through dealing with a bully, or have experienced a bully, or anything like that, I hope that you're taking the time to kind of not be bullied, but like you're actually taking the kind of time to like actually assess your feelings and like recognize that like, hey, I'm not feeling so great, or you know, recognize that like this stuff is affecting you a lot more. Like, be cognitive of your feelings, you know. That's something super important, and like something that like, you know, I never really learned. Solely because I never really thought of like my own problems, my own personal problems, as like that serious. I was like, oh, I'll get over it and I'll feel it better, you know. But in reality, that's not the case. We really kind of have to address some of the deep-seated shit in our minds, and unseat it, like, you know, like kind of look at it as weeds, you know, and just be like, so, you know, and recognize that like, hey, you know, the stuff that I'm going through, the things that I'm, you know, struggling with, are not exactly just like child's play, or like, you know, things I'll get over. They never are. So, long story short, keep that in mind, you know, like, keep it all in mind that, okay, I got myself trapped on a barrel. Okay. But yeah, so really that's my message. I mean, the consistent, you know, acknowledge your trauma, don't hide behind shit, because that's not healthy, etc., etc., etc. That's all I'm about on this channel, man. It's my steez. It's my steez, man. It's what I do here. It's my, you know, it's my gamer. It's my gamer stand. Oh man. But yeah, so I don't know. So to anybody else who has had like just big mad poo-poo stinky poo-poo brain week. I'm sorry that you had poopy stinky brain week, and I'm with you. I had a really crummy week, and I wish that, you know, it wasn't a crummy week. I think I never am like, yeah, I'm glad I had a crummy week this week, like this was the shit, you know, but like it was just kind of like, ah, poop. But you know, I don't know. I don't know. You know, I think that's kind of the thing. You know, especially like in some situations in our life, I think we are at points where we're like, we don't know everything. And that's the fuck okay, right? Like, we just don't know everything. Sometimes we just, I don't know, aren't dealing with shit right, and we're like, I don't really know how to deal with this shit. You know, it's hard. It's, you know, it's my life, and like, it's hard to be so introspective about my life. There we go, the cheeky breaky. So, you know, even to be like that vulnerable, you know, I'm not asking everyone to be vulnerable, because like, I think that's very hard and very, not impossible, but more of just like, it's hard for everyone to be like, yeah, I'm gonna be as open as possible and like talk about everything and like talk about, you know, all the personal shit, when in reality, like, sometimes that's just really hard to open up about. So, but sometimes it's necessary, you know, it's like a hard but necessary thing. It's a hard but necessary journey to like actually recognize that, like, hey, I'm not doing all right. I have some really shitty shit going on, and I wish I could be better, you know. So, anywho, it's okay to not be okay, as generic as that sounds. Like, there's this campaign in Chicago, right? And there were these pretty much like stretch bands, where, you know, people were just kind of giving them out as part of like awareness of the campaign and everything. And I can probably get that nuke. Give me the nuke. Yes. What was I saying? But like, there was, you know, this kind of campaign that was like promoting this like self-advocacy and the idea that like, hey, we're not great, like, we're not, you know, great every day or anything like that. Like, that's just real, and it's honest to recognize that like shit's not great every day. But that's kind of why, you know, there are many other days in the week. You know, today's not great, but what about tomorrow? Or the day after that, or the day after that, you know. We will have ups, we will have downs in our life. I think, you know, we will have downtime, like, I don't know, down memories, if you will, like, you know, memories that aren't exactly great to think on or like to think about. But sometimes those down times, I'm not saying that like you should go for every downtime that's ever possible or anything like that, but like, you know, you should just make yourself feel bad to make yourself stronger. But like, I think, you know, some of those times where we really are down and really are like kind of put down by life or things that we experience, it in an odd way sometimes makes us stronger. Like, for example, would I love to relive my life to a point where like I wasn't bullied, I wasn't like, you know, I didn't have to like go to school and like, you know, kind of figure out, you know, what's somebody gonna say about me today? Absolutely. But I think, you know, there's a level of trauma that kind of came with that, but also like this level of I don't know. This came this experience of, well, I had to kind of, you know, teach and work to accept myself. Am I still doing that? Absolutely. But at least I have what I think is that, you know, that learned experience that, like, people will say shit about you, people will say shit against you, and, you know, at one point, if they keep saying this stuff about you, you will at one point kind of begin to internalize it, which isn't fair to yourself, because in reality, what these people are saying about you, or like what these people are thinking about you, is not exactly true. You know what I mean? Like, if they, you know, if somebody doesn't like your hair or something, or your hairstyle or whatever, that doesn't mean you have bad hair. You know, so people will say what they want about you. They will always do that. But that doesn't mean that it's true. You know, maybe your boss will say that, oh, you're a bad employee because you messed up this or messed up that. That's not true. That doesn't mean that you're a bad employee. Or, like, maybe you're not living up to your boss's expectations or something like that. That doesn't make you a bad person, you know? I think that kind of is, you know, one of those things where, you know, you need to maybe work to fit that mold. But I think in the same vein, sometimes that just doesn't happen. And that's okay. You know, you don't need to bend and break yourself to the will of somebody else in order to fit a mold that they want you in. You know? Because if you keep bending and breaking yourself to fit someone else's mold, you almost lose your sense of self, because, well, you're no longer, like, really trying to please yourself. You're trying to please others. You know, your existence then becomes to please others. But what about you? You know, like, what about you? You know, people will bully you and say, they'll make it seem like, oh, well, you know, you need to be better or whatever. It's no. Like, you should become better because you want to become better, not because some Joe Schmo was like, I don't like how you do this, that, or the other. Fuck that. Like, why not live up to, you know, why not live up to a standard that you're happy with, not someone else's standard that might be in your life for a little bit, you know? Because in reality, like, I don't know, and I think I say this very specifically, in reality, you know, when you wake up in the day, you're not going to wake up to other people. You might, you know, take that time and wake up to someone else, but 9 times out of 10, you're going to wake up to you. So why not work to make you better for you, not for someone else because someone else said your hair is ratty, or, you know, you talk weird, or I don't like, you know, I don't like the way you smell, or something dumb or whatever. You know what I mean? It's not about other people. You shouldn't continuously have to try and fit the mold that other people want you in. Fuck that. It's about you. You know? If you know you are a confident, strong, and smart person, and you are confident, strong, smart, respectful person, it's not about fitting someone else's mold. It's about fitting, like, it's about, you know, it's not about living up to someone else's expectations. It's about meeting yours. Where do you want to go in life? Where do you feel comfortable? Where do you feel happy? You know, it's not about, oh, well, you know, this person doesn't like, you know, how I do this, that, or the other. Who gives a shit? It's not about that other person. It's about you. Because in the end of the day, you've got to live, you know, you've got to be happy with who you are. It's not just about, oh, this person is happy about who I am, but if you're not happy, then what's the fucking point? You know? It's just, you can't, I don't know. I feel very inspired to kind of say this because, you know, I was bullied. I was bullied for my weight. I was bullied for my awkward personality. And, it kind of made me shy and quiet. And it also made me, fit into this mold of like, well, I don't care, like, I don't care what anybody else has to say with me. Like, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. But that's bullshit. It's bullshit as much as we want to believe the idea that sticks and stones, will break your bones, but words will never hurt me. But, like, words will hurt you. They always will. And so, I kind of grew up in this, this mentality of not really liking my body, trying to hide myself through baggy clothes, and not really knowing, like, what style is, because I didn't want to wear, like, tighter clothes and accentuate the fact that, I'm large man. You know what I mean? And so I really internalized that shit. And it all started because somebody pointed it out and said, like, you're fat. And it sucks. It really does. But at the same time, like, I had this idea that, like, I don't know. I would never find somebody special in my corner because I'm fat. I'm not good enough for anybody because of who I am. I actually might take the haymaker. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the haymaker. And I'm also going to get Jug. Nope. So, like, yeah, I mean, yes, we could all, we could all work to, like, kind of, like, fit the mold of, somebody else's shit. But, God, what about you? Like, I could work impossibly hard to, like, really fit the mold of, like, someone else or something else that, like, someone else wants me to look this way. I have lost the zombie, and I really would like to end the round now. Found him. Her? It's a Nazi. It's a him. It's a dumb question. Actually, I don't actually know that. I don't know if Nazis recruited women. Who cares? Who cares? That's not the point that I'm trying to make. But, like, somebody, I guess the main core of this episode and this message is that, like, people will not like you. There's going to be somebody out there who does not like you. And you kind of have to accept that. You don't have to fit their mold if they don't like you. You know what I mean? Like, if they're just like, they don't like who you are, they don't like your personality, they don't think, this, that, or the other, that's perfectly fine. Unless your personality is literally toxic towards others, that's fine. If you are you and you are just living your life trying to be, a person, like, just, you're trying to figure out your own shit and, like, be a person and, trying to, find, I don't know, your niche in this world, then yeah, do that. Recognize that, like, hey, like, I'm just a person, but, like, I still, I don't know, I still deserve the utmost respect. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I may not be liked or appreciated, or, like, I may not like you, but, like, I'm not looking to, I don't know, I'm not looking for your approval. You know what I mean? Like, your approval doesn't really exist within somebody else. Your approval exists within you. You have to, like, you are the, because in the end of the day, like, you are the one that, you are living with. You spend 24 hours, 7 days a week, with yourself. You are with yourself in some way, shape, or form. So yes, I feel like there's a level of being like, oh, well, I have to please others so others like me. But in reality, if others don't like you, I don't know. If you're not being toxic and you're not, like, actively harming other people, like, or actively shunning and harming other people, and, this person still doesn't like you, whatever. If they don't, if they feel like they need to waste their time to, like, tell you, I don't like you, or I hate you, and this is what I think is funny about you, like, let them fucking say that. But if they want to spend their time doing that, that's fine. Why don't you spend your time doing, I don't know, literally anything else? You know, don't internalize their words because they don't like you. You know, they can say whatever the hell they want. But in reality, it's, you know, and in the end, it's about how you feel about you. You know, do you like you? Do you feel comfortable with you? Do you like how you are? If the answer is yes, then great. But if somebody says, I don't like your hair and you should change that, or I don't like you wearing glasses and you should change that. And it's funny because I've said the exact same shit before. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to act like I'm a saint, you know? But, like, in reality, it is about you. It is about how you feel about you. Not about, you know, this person doesn't like me, so I need to change my entire personality so they understand that, like, I want them to like me, you know? Sometimes people will not like you, and that's cool. Like, it's just a part of life. This is not great. Yeah, this is not great. Actually, it's fine. It's fine, gamers. It's fine. Look. Look, gamers, I don't know what to tell you, man. But, you know what I mean? So, I guess me trying to kind of get off of my soapbox. People will not like you. And that's a-okay. You don't need to take that as a personal affront to God or anything because they don't like you. Like, that doesn't matter. You know, what does matter is that, like you, that you are comfortable with you, and that you feel that you, like, you are special, you know? Like, you are special and you exist in this world. And personally, you know, I want you in this world. You know, I think that, sure, I think that, you know, could we all be better, and, like, do we want to be better? Absolutely. But we don't have to make drastic changes for, I don't know. We don't have to make drastic changes for someone else is really what I'm trying to say here. So don't. You know? Because in the end, it's about you. Oh, goddamn. Yep. That's actually good. That's funny. I shouldn't have stood in that corner with that shotgun, but it's a-okay. But I guess that moral of the story is, like, you know, some people will say, hey, you know, I don't like you because this, that, or the other. Who gives a shit? You know, because it's not about those people. It's about you. It's about how comfortable you are with you. So, like, for example, I'm still fat. Like, quarantine hasn't helped that shit at all. You know, and people telling me that, oh, you're still fat. I don't care. You know, I mean, I care. You know, do I want to be more healthy for myself? Absolutely. That's why I've kind of changed my dietary habits. And for the most part, what I eat. But this is still my own life, you know. I'm still content with who I am and who I'm trying to be, so I'm not really stretching out and trying to work to fit somebody else's fucking mold, you know. Like, I'm who I am. I'm cared about. I'm loved. I'm cared for. And I'm cool with that, you know. That's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. I don't have enough. Okay, cool. So, boy howdy, that was a roller coaster of a fucking ride, wasn't it? So what did we learn today, folks? Let's see. Let's start from the beginning. Bullying's bad. Bullying causes trauma. We need to address our trauma and be who you are, and don't try to fit a mold of somebody else. Because don't try to fit the mold of somebody else because somebody else tells you that, like, they don't like you, and, you know, like, it's whatever. Screw it. You're you. You're special. You're important. So accept yourself. And if somebody else doesn't accept you, it's not your job to change their fucking mind. Like, if somebody just doesn't like who you are or how you are, then they can have their problems with you. But I guess I should also emphasize, like, unless you have very toxic habits, like, you know, if you're homophobic or transphobic or xenophobic, or not exactly racial tolerant, you know, like if you hate black people because they're black, or if you hate, you know, Asian American or Pacific Islander people because they are of that ethnicity or that demographic, then yeah, that shit's a little toxic and you shouldn't do that. But if you're not doing anything like super toxic or like damaging anybody or anything like that, and somebody just doesn't like you, it's not your job to change their fucking mind. It's not. So if they don't like you, address it and just say, cool, man. You know, like, it's not my job to really change your mind of me, because I like me, I like who I am, and right now, I like me and I like who I am right now, and if I would like to change, I will change of my own accord. I don't have to fit your mold of who I am. So, those are the parting words that I'm gonna leave with you. This is a little bit of a heavy episode, and that's okay, because I think we needed it. Also, like, not gonna lie, y'all, I am super glad I decided to switch over to the Giant, because again, Shangri-La is big poo-poo. It's just a hard map, and there's a lot of shit to it, and I'm just like, I don't know. If you like this content, make sure you hit that like button. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, comment if you want me to talk about, like, some other stuff on another SCS. I'm not gonna call it Super Chill Saturday, because it's not Saturday, or Sunday. So, but I feel like, you know, it's still important to kind of, you know, get other perspectives, other worlds and mindsets out there, because I'd love to talk about other things, not that it's just my problem. I hate being the center of attention, friends. Why did I make a gaming channel of where I am the center of attention? I don't know. Maybe I'm a sadist. Who knows? Anyway, so anyway, I think I'm gonna sign off there. Once again, it's your boy Easy Reg signing off on this hour. Take care, everybody.